Hi guys, welcome back. We're going to take the next 15 minutes to focus on our upper body, really stretching out our chest, our shoulders, arms back. So when you're ready, we're going to meet in a child's pose. So your knees are the width of the mat, your big toes are touching, pushing your hips back, resting your forehead to the ground, stretching your arms out ahead of you. Once you find your way down on the mat, walk your fingertips out just a little bit more, lengthening your arms. From here, take a big inhale through your nose, filling up your belly. Exhaling all the way, emptying everything out. On your next inhale, let's walk our hands over to the right side, right off of the mat. Putting your left hand on top of your right and pressing down with your left shoulder, feeling a nice side stretch on our left side body. Taking another big, deep inhale. And on your exhale, walking your hands back through center, before coming over to the left side and off of the left side of your mat. Your right palm on top of your left hand. Really pushing that right armpit towards the ground. Relaxing the neck, the head. Feeling a really deep stretch in your right arm, your right side. Taking one more round of breath here. And on your exhale, walking your hands back out in front of you and shifting up into a tabletop. Our wrists are underneath our shoulders, our knees are underneath our hips. Let's take a couple rounds of cat-cow here. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze, arching the back. Exhaling, pushing the ground away, rounding the back, tucking your chin to your chest. Inhaling, belly down, gaze up. Exhaling, pressing the space between your shoulder blades out and away. Taking one more round with your breath. Allowing your body to move on the inhale and move on the exhale. When you're ready, finding a neutral spine, core is engaged. From here, we're going to inhale our right hand up towards the sky. Our gaze follows. And on your exhale, we're going to thread it through in between your left hand and your knee. Palm facing the ceiling or the sky, bringing your right shoulder and your right side of your head down to the mat. Thread the needle pose. Working to keep our hips parallel with the ground. Our left hand can walk out in front of us to help aid in this twisting motion as we gaze up underneath our left armpit. Using the ground as leverage to pull and stretch the back right shoulder blade. If you're feeling comfortable here, you can take this left hand and bind it behind your back, reaching for your right leg. Continuing to twist the spine. If you are bound, letting go of that bound. All of us bringing our left hand in front of our face, pushing the ground away. Twisting the right hand back up towards the sky, countering that pose. Exhaling, let's bring our arm in a big circle one way, and then taking it in a big circle the opposite way. Before finding its spot underneath your shoulder. But taking one more round of cat-cow. Inhaling into cow pose, dropping the belly. Exhaling into cat pose. On your inhale, finding a neutral spine, raising the left hand up towards the sky, gaze follows. Exhaling, threading your left hand through your right arm and right knee. Left side of your face come to the ground. Hips remain parallel to the ground. Right arm walking above you to aid in the twist. Maybe coming up and binding around. Regardless, your gaze is up over your right shoulder or under your right armpit. Using the gravity, the earth, the mat to stretch out our left shoulder blade, to wring out our spine. If you have the bind, taking it away, placing our right hands in front of our face and pushing up and away, unthreading that hand. Taking our left arm in a big circle, maybe clockwise or counter, whatever way you went, let's take it around the other way. Before finding its spot. So we're in a neutral tabletop position right now. I want us to crab walk to the back of your mat. So your toes are at the back of your mat and you're in the tabletop position. From here, we're gonna walk our fingers, our hands out as far in front of us as we can, maintaining our hips above our knees. When we're as far out as we think we can, inhaling here on our exhale, we're just going to sink our chest down, bringing our chin up. We're gazing out of the front of our mat. This is called puppy pose. When you think of a cute little puppy stretching, wagging its tail. Here we're feeling a good stretch in our shoulders, in our chest, in our neck. With every exhale, coming a little closer to the ground. When you're ready, bringing yourself up, there's not really a good way to come out of this. Walk your hands back. Finding yourself in your tabletop position here. Let's walk out into a plank pose. From a plank pose, pushing our hips up and back, heels down towards the earth, ears in between our biceps, quads engaged. We're in downward facing dog. Taking a few seconds here to walk your dog out, bending one leg and straightening the other, while maybe shaking your head yes, shaking your head no. Stretching out our legs here as well as our arms and our shoulders, our back. From this downward facing dog, we're going to shift back into a plank and lower down. Knees, chest, chin. Finding our ways on our belly now. We're going to take our hands and put them in front of us, palms down, kind of like in a Sphinx pose. And by kind of, I mean it's Sphinx pose. So here you're letting your hips relax down on the mat. The tops of your feet are down on the mat. You're pressing the ground away with your hands, your forearms, your elbows. Gazing out in front of you, shoulders down and back. Feeling a little stretch in our abs, our core here. Maybe some tension in that low back. When we're ready, we're going to try pressing the ground away with our hands. So leaving them where they are, pressing our elbows up. Relaxing the low body, we're not gripping our glutes or our hamstrings. Pushing up. Finding our edge in this back bend, stretching out our core. Inhaling here, and when you're ready to exhale, lowering the elbows down to the ground. From here, we're going to bring our hands out into field goals. Laying your right cheek on the ground. So our arms are out in field goals, palms are down. We're gazing over our left side. We're going to bring our right foot up and pressing our right hand into the ground, flipping our right foot over, reaching for the ground behind us. Here we're feeling a great stretch in our front chest on that left side. Here we're just reaching, maybe your toes touch the floor. Maybe you can put your whole foot on the floor. Maybe you're just bringing that knee up into the air and you're feeling that stretch there. Using your right hand for support in front of you. Taking an inhale here, and on your exhale, bringing your right foot back down. Right cheek comes back to the mat. Shaking your hips back and forth, releasing that low back just a smidge. Bringing your hands back into field goals if they aren't already. And we're going to come and do that on the right side. So, right cheek to the mat. Pressing up with our left hand, we're going to send our left foot up and over behind us. Toes reaching for the ground. Feeling that stretch in the front chest and in our shoulder. You can also do this with a straight arm instead of the field goal. You can also do this standing using the wall as the ground. Taking one more full round of breath here. And on your exhale, sending your left leg back over, untwisting your body. Bringing your arms in front of you, stacking them on top of forearms on top of forearms, resting your head on top. Crocodile pose. From here, we're going to take our left hand and slide it underneath our right arm, out towards the right of the mat, and our right hand out towards the left side of our mat. So we're coming into this sailor's knot, this twist, palms down towards the ground, walking your fingers out as much as you can, and then resting your chin down on your arm. Getting another good stretch in between those shoulder blades. When you're ready, walking your hands back up, and we're going to switch that out, bringing your left arm on top of your right. So it's going to go left arm in front of your right, walking them out in opposite directions when you feel like you've gone as far as you can go. Exhaling everything out, resting your chin on your top of your left arm. Letting gravity do the work to really pull your arms down and stretch out those shoulders. When you're ready, walking your hands back out, untwisting them so they're in front of you. Let's tuck those toes, bringing our hips up, coming to our knees. Let's come back into child's pose. Finishing off where we started today. Knees the width of the mat, big toes are touching. Resting your forehead down to the mat. We can leave our arms out in front of us, or maybe let them just rest along our sides.